I went to Northwood High as well. I quickly retreated into my office and stayed there for the entire morning. I thought I could do that for the entire day, but Luke knocked on my door. Hey, what's up? You know the Braxton wedding? I looked through my folders and found the job called the Braxton wedding. These clients were millionaires and very important clients, as it looked like all the Braxton kids had their weddings with us. Their youngest daughter was getting married this time. We have to go look at a venue. The meeting is at 12. Sure, I'll just get my things and we can go. Luke had a car waiting for us, and when we got in, it was completely silent. Great. Another awkward silence. Melinda? Yes? You don't have to be all chipper with me. I remember what I did to you. He remembers? Oh no! Now he can walk all over me like he used to back then. And he's my boss now, so I can't even fight back. That's what I thought. But wait, his expression was full of remorse. You look so different from back then. I couldn't even recognize you. I'm really sorry about how I treated you before. Those weren't my best years. Luke continued to explain that his parents were going through a divorce at that time, and he had so much pent-up anger that he felt the need to target somebody to make himself feel better. I know. It was very low of me, but I promise, I regretted all of it. He seemed so sincere. I couldn't help but forgive him. It's okay, Luke. Honestly. It feels so much better now that everything is out in the open. I was going to pretend to not know you for the rest of my career. Really? Well, I would have realized eventually. You have the same beautiful eyes and cute smile. What? Did I hear that right? Did Luke just compliment me? I'm sure it showed, but I was red as a tomato. My cheeks were so hot, and those words didn't stop repeating in my head. Same beautiful eyes and cute smile. Same beautiful eyes and cute smile. Same beautiful eyes and cute smile. What was going on? I think Luke saw right through my reaction because his smile turned into a mischievous grin for a moment. Whenever I saw you smile, it made me slightly happier. Yet I was upset that I couldn't ever be as happy as you. Happy? I just remember being scared to show up at school every day. Yeah, sorry about that. I never saw you as scared or sad, though. Anytime you didn't notice me, you were a pretty happy-go-lucky, cheerful girl. And you sought to destroy that, meanie. The rest of the car ride was pleasant. It was a couple of hours, but Luke and I spent the whole time chatting and catching up. Conversation did not stop. When we got to the wedding venue, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a gorgeous castle in the countryside. This was perfect for a fairy tale wedding. The Braxtons wanted planning to be quick. They want the wedding ready by the weekend. That's quick. Yeah, well, Emma Braxton claimed to have fallen in love with her lifelong soulmate, and she can't wait to tie the knot. Because it's a rush wedding, I had the caterer come by and cook up some choice samples for the wedding. Let's go try them. Luke and I spent the whole day trying food, exploring the gardens, and planning the venue. It was actually really fun working with him. And despite it being work, it was kind of romantic. No way. I can't be catching feelings for this guy. Sure, he's nice and charming, but he was my high school bully. That'd be just too weird. Throughout the week, Luke and I worked tirelessly to get this million-dollar wedding in order. There were long days and late nights. We got to know each other more over takeout Chinese food at the office. On the day of the wedding, I wore a beautiful dress to fit the fairy tale wedding Emma Braxton wanted. At the venue, I saw Luke in his tux, and man, oh man, he looked good. I mean, he dresses well every day for work, but something about that classic black silk tux. Stop it! Stop it, Melinda! You have a job to do. You can't be distracted. You look... wow. I couldn't help but be flattered, but we both knew we had a job. Flirt later. Wait, what? No! I can't flirt with my boss. That is so unprofessional. Melinda, my dear, what a wonderful turnout this was. Miss Bexley, what are you doing here? I've done 6 weddings for the Braxtons. They consider me to be a kind of guest of honor. The Braxtons' wedding was successful, and Emma praised us for such a beautiful wedding. She was sobbing tears of joy. After eating some cake, it was time for a dance. Would you care for a dance? Why, certainly. He guided me to the dance floor and pulled me in close by the waist and held me firmly. My hand laid on the front of his shoulder, and our fingers interlocked. We swayed to the music, and it felt like we were floating and drifting across the dance floor. We were totally in sync. This dance wasn't a just between colleagues kind of dance. Being in his arms, I felt safe and secure. I couldn't help but fall for Luke in this moment. But something stopped me. A thought that was brewing in the back of my mind these last few days. Luke, this is all too good. What do you mean? I'm having all sorts of feelings about you. We're having a good time. Let's enjoy it and figure it all out tomorrow. I don't know if our feelings are mutual. What do you mean? I like you. And I know you're my boss and I work for you, but I can't help these feelings. You've been so kind and charming, so different from the boy you were back then. But you can't like someone like me. I'm so much less than you. You were higher than me back in high school, and it's still the same at work. So, just for my sake, please stay away from me, or else I'll actually fall for you. I got out of there as quickly as possible without looking back. This was mortifying, but it was also humbling. I had to know my place. He's my boss after all. The next few days, Luke and I were awkward. It was a purely professional relationship. We only spoke together if we needed to. One day, Miss Bexley came to the office, and to my surprise, she visited me. How are you, my dear? I'm doing fine. How's the retired life? Oh, just spending all my money, but not all at once. Miss Bexley and I caught up and shared some laughs. It was so cool speaking to her in such a casual tone, but she's the type of person who makes everyone feel comfortable. Melinda, darling, I know I'm retired and all, but old habits die slowly. I'm hosting an event at my estate and would love for you to come. I jumped at this chance to experience an event hosted by Miss Bexley. I was so excited. On the day of the event, I arrived at Miss Bexley's mansion. She came to greet me personally and guided me into her personal boudoir and sat me down. Wow, I was in Miss Bexley's house! But why was she getting me here alone? I heard you and Luke haven't been getting along recently. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it affecting the company? No, not at all, dear. You both are excellent workers, but Luke has been troubled lately. Did you two have a falling out? What? A falling out? I don't know what you're implying. Oh, come on, dear. I'm old, but not blind. When my grandson is suddenly drifting around the house in a trance, I knew it had to be your doing. He likes you. I couldn't believe my ears. Was Miss Bexley trying to set me up with her grandson? I also notice when my grandson is moping around in heartbreak. So would you do me a solid, dear, and resolve whatever issue you have between the two of you? I've seen how you both look at each other. Yeah, he hasn't been the only one moping around. Then what's stopping you, dear? We just have a really rough past, and he's my boss. I can't. All I hear are excuses. You really like Luke, don't you? Well, do you and me both a favor and sweep him off his feet. He's been dragging them lately. I don't know if Miss Bexley's pep talk really worked, or if I realized that I really was only making excuses. The past is the past, and I'm not the same girl I was back then. I need to step up and take what I want. So I marched right outside of the mansion to the event in the garden. I immediately spot Luke and make a beeline right to him. Whoa, you look like you're in a hurry. Luke, I like you. That was it. Every last bit of courage I mustered up came down to those 4 words. My head was spinning. I couldn't do anything but wait for Luke's response. I like you too. I think we have a dance to finish. And with that, Luke and I started dating. Sure, as a boss he can be hard on us employees, and as a boyfriend he'd tease me every now and then, but he is definitely not the boy that used to bully me back in high school. The end. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories.